for the ball, the fairest of them all, Renada Collins.
It's time we stop waiting and do it now. That's what my next guest, Laquita Brooks, will say. She's the founder of it all, right? She's also a real estate agent, and she has so much information that she can share with us about being fearless, understanding that there's no limit. Her title says it all, right? Stop waiting, do it now. That means living fearlessly. That means understanding when society says no, she too says watch. I have her here. She's going to encourage us all to stop waiting and do it now. So please help me as we introduce Miss Laquita Brooks. I know you love that intro, right?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
That is so you.
You know it's me.
It is so you.
So me.
It is so you because you know what? You believe. Why wait?
Why wait?
Don't wait.
Do it now.
Do it now. What inspired you to come up with that?
You know, I always get personal. So it's always about me in the end. Well, I had a cousin that passed, and she was only a year older than me. And we were in our 40s, and I realized, you know, tomorrow is not promised. So I better do what I wanted to do, or what I came here and I was destined to do, right? I need to do that now. Stop waiting. You know, I procrastinated so much because if you're a mother, anyone is a mother like I am, you put off for your kids, you think, well, wait till the kids get older. No, we can share our lives. We can still have time, right?
Yes,
you can have time
so
for your
important.
kids and still not give up all of you and have time for you two to do what you came here to do.
Oh,
right?
I love that so much because we put off for our kids, for our spouses, for our work, for everything. So in order for us to have it all, we first have to give it to ourselves.
Right.
We have to say, you know what am I here for? What am I designed for? Why am I waiting? Stop waiting. Stop saying I'm going to wait till the kids turn 18. Stop waiting till I'm saying I'm going to wait till the husband retire. Stop waiting, I'm going to start this business next year. All these things that seems legitimate, right?
There you go.
They seem very legitimate to be reasons to wait.
What do they say when you get on the airplane?
Oh, one of my favorites.
Right?
Before you assist
That's right.
an elderly or a child, assist yourself. I love it.
I can't
love
help
it.
nobody
I love
else,
it. I love it.
right?
Exactly.
I can't help anyone else unless I help myself first. I'm no good to my kids if I'm not happy myself. Am I not going to exuberate that onto those kids if I don't do that for me first?
Because you know what? They really pay attention to what we do and not what we say.
They will feel it. They'll sense it. So why won't I just go ahead and do what I want to do for me? And then my kids are gonna be what they're destined to be because they're gonna see me doing it and they see that I'm happy doing it. And they're gonna want to follow. And then the legacy continues, right? I love it.
I love how you say it.
And so I did that for so long, and I realized I need to stop waiting. So let's just do it now. So now I've started the whole movement. I want to move it all the way across the country. I want everyone to stop waiting and do it now. Whatever you came here to do it. If you believe, like I believe, that you come here, you're only gonna live one time. If anyone believes that you live one time, you don't come back this way. I say no more, right?
Hey, I like it.
You don't come back this
That's
way.
for the fearless girl.
And if you believe like I believe about that, then why wouldn't you not come here to be all that you were destined to be while you're here? Live life with no regrets.
No regrets.
Right.
No fear, no limits. Because too many times we find excuses. Excuses be like, can you please looking for me? Who sent you? Fear, like who sent you?
Girl, I'm so glad that you're doing this about fear. I'm so glad because fear is one of the things that I welcome it. The reason why I welcome is because if you're not having a little bit of fear, then you're not in your uncomfortable zone. You're not doing nothing different, right? Because when we're living, we are never supposed to stay stagnated. We are supposed to be ever changing, ever moving, ever growing. So why wouldn't you have that little fear? Because that fear is letting you know that I'm not doing the same thing, that I need to go ahead and step forward. So use that part that you are uncomfortable with to move forward. That way you know that now you're doing something different and you're moving a little bit higher.
So what you're saying is acknowledge your fear.
Yes.
Understand that it's there. Too many times we sweep fear under the rug and it allows it to still take existence in our lives.
Absolutely.
So what you're saying is acknowledge fear. Not that you're operating in fear, but that you're saying,
That's
you know
right.
what? I'm acknowledging fear. I understand that you're here, and I'm giving you an eviction notice. Because it's time to go to the next place. It's time to go to the next level.
That's
I will
very true.
not stay here. So that's what you're saying.
I'm absolutely
I
saying
love
that.
it.
Use
I
it
love
to
it.
move yourself forward. Take that and use that energy into something that's positive. Because when you use it and you move forward, you're going to have that confirmation that you're moving into something that you're supposed to be doing anyway. You're going to have that fear, but use that fear to push you forward into that positivity.
Remember when we was on the phone, I think me and you were sharing about that, and I was telling about walking in my place where I live. I was thinking someone was behind me, and I had to train myself to understand my guts from my fear. Sometimes fear would make me think somebody was behind me, and then I had to channel that to say, you know what? That's fear. I am in tune to my being. I have a sense within me that's going to truly give me an authentic warning. This is fear and it's not my gut. So then I would have to say, Renada, you know that's fear. When you look back, you won't see anyone there. You could trust me to let you know when you're in a bad, uncomfortable position. I'm not just saying this. I'm giving you guys real information. What I had to do. So you have to acknowledge, and you have to be able to be in tune with who you are, so that you can know what is present. Because fear is false evidence appearing real. So what fear is? False evidence appearing real.
Right.
And so you have to get in tune with your gut, and then you have to shut everything else out. That's part of living fearless.
That's right. That's right.
That's part of living with no limits. That's the part of saying, you know what? Society, watch me.
Watch me.
Because I am the great that I am.
I love you said that. Watch me.
Ooh.
We were talking about that too, and we were saying that whenever I told you the story of a friend, and she doubted me. I saw her at. Remember we were talking about that, and I saw her at the post office, and she was telling me what she was doing, and I was telling her what I was doing, and she paused, and she said, "You look like you don't do hardly anything," and I looked and I said to myself, I don't know what this means. I don't know if this means that you feel like I don't do nothing, or it just looks like I'm doing it, but I look like I'm doing it effortlessly. Well, unfortunately, I took it as the negative,
Right on.
right? And so I said, every time I get into a struggle, I use that. I turned that into positivity, and I say, okay, that's what they think.
I love it.
Watch me now.
Watch me.
And that motivates me. When you are doing something right, that's when the people come and they doubt you.
Okay.
That's when they come and they make you seem like you're not doing what's right. That's when they question you. That's when you know you're in confirmation right there. Right?
I agree. And you know what? Some people take that and go into a cocoon, right? And become a butterfly. Some people go in the rabbit's hole and never come back out again.
Right, and that's where the movement comes in.
That's where the movement comes
That's
in.
that's where the fear comes in. That's the difference between that thin line between fear and backing up, and fear stepping over that line. Right?
Woo.
You get that fear, you use that as that positive, jump over that line and keep moving forward.
moving
And it doesn't matter what anyone says about you. It doesn't matter how they look at you. It doesn't matter. When you know what you know, you do not care. You live life what?
Fearless, honey. Woo.
I know
Yes.
that's right.
I love it. Yes. I'm super excited to have you because you're phenomenal. I'm excited about to stop waiting and do it now. I'm excited because I've had the opportunity to be in the midst of awesome women at your last event.
Yes.
I mean, women changed because of it.
Yes.
It helped me. It helped me gather my thoughts of saying, you know what? Who do I have in my circle? Because you got to make sure you don't have the wrong people in your circle when you're living fearless, honey, with no limits, okay? You have to make sure that the people who are in your circle also have a desire to live fearless. Because if not, you know what they'll do? They'll manipulate you to think that you crazy. That isn't possible. Why are you doing that anyway?
Right. We need to check our first 5 friends, our closest 5 friends. If they're not doing, if you are the smartest one in the room, right, you need to find another room.
Circle,
so you need to find another circle.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You know, it's nothing like being a bunch of people that you've trying to help motivate them, but who's helping you? You know? And that was another thing for me, and that's why I do a movement. I'm doing this movement, and in addition, I do a women's empowerment each month to just keep us motivated and going.
Awesome. So if a person want to get involved with what you have going on, how can they find you?
Well, the NOLA and Women's Empowerment Group is on meetup.com.
Okay.
And I'm also on Instagram at Mrs. Businesswoman and Facebook at Laquita Brooks.
Awesome. So guys, you guys heard that here on the Renada Collins Love and Wisdom Show. We're going to live fearless. We're going to live with no limits. And we're going to live why? Because it's time. It's time we live wonderfully. It's time we live in abundance. It's time that we live to be the great that I am. So what that means, you have to be the great that you are. Say, I am fearless.
I am fearless.
And I'm living with no limits.
And I'm living with no limits.
Thank you guys. That's all for this week. We'll be back next week. Remember to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Renada Collins TV. It's me, your girl, Renada Collins, and I love having you here. See you next time.